In this video, we're going to come up with the parametric equations for a given straight line. So let's say you've got this straight line here. You've got this straight line here. It passes through 3, -2, and it has a gradient of 4. So to come up with the parametric equations for this straight line, start out with this. Start out with this. Ct equals, well, start out with this. T, T. T, T would give you a straight line of gradient 1. So after 1 second, we would have moved 1 across and then 1 up. So start out with this, but you want the gradient of 4. So make the change here. So this will be 4t. Now this will give you a gradient of this will then give you a gradient of 4, because after 1 second you would have moved 1 across, and then 4 up. So it will give you this. It's just badly drawn, but this line should be parallel to this line. So by you doing this, equals t, 4t. This thing here would then give you a straight line with gradient 4. So let's just imagine it's this. Hang on. Let's just imagine it's this. Okay. So after 1 second, it would have moved 1 across and then 4 up. So this thing here would then give you this. But we want, so it starts here when t equals 0. This thing here will be 0. This thing here will be 0. So it starts here. But we want to move this dot. We want to move this dot to here. So we want to move it 3 across and then 2 down. We want to move it 3 across and then 2 down. So we need to make a change here. So we need to do this. Hang on. We need to move it 3 across. So we need to change this. 3 across would be 3 plus t, comma, and then we want to move it 2 down. So it would be -2 and then plus 4t. So this here will be your parametrization for this line. But then if you want to find the parametric equations, it would be this. X equals 3 plus t, and then y equals -2 plus 4t. So this is your answer. Okay, so next example. So this time, the line that you're interested in is this line here. It is perpendicular to y equals 2x, so it's perpendicular to this, meaning 90 degrees, 90 degrees, and it passes through 5, 3. Well, the first thing you do is to extract the gradient of this line. So the gradient of this line would be minus the reciprocal of this thing here. So the gradient would be minus a half. So the gradient of this line here would be minus a half. By the way, I'm expecting you to know this. If you want something that's perpendicular to this line, it will be minus the reciprocal. So I'm expecting you to know this. So the gradient is given by this. So to come up with the parametric equations, start out by creating this. So this thing here will give you a gradient of -1/2. So it will be something like this, -1/2, not to scale. So it will be something like this. But then so looking at this, when t equals 0, this thing here will be 0, this thing here will be 0, meaning when t equals 0, it starts at the origin. But you want to move this dot to here. So you have to move 5 across and then 3 up. So you start out with this. This will then give you a gradient of -1/2. But then you need to translate it 3. You need to translate it 5 across and then 3 up. So from here you need to translate it 5 across. That's why you've got 5 plus t here. So from here that will then take you to here. But then you need to move it 3 up. So 3 plus 3 to this thing here. So plus 3 to this thing here will then take you to here. So this, so once you're here, you can extract your parametric equations, or you can just leave it as this. Okay. Well, if you want to extract your parametric equations, it will be this, and then y equals 3 minus 1/2 t. Okay. So next example. This time, you've got a line passing through 2 points from here to here. So again, somehow extract the gradient. Looking at this, it will have a height of 3, -5. So from here to here is -5. Here to here is 3. So this from here to here must be 8. So the gradient is -3/8. Once you've got the gradient, then start with this. This will then give you a line starting at the origin, because when t equals 0, this thing will be 0, this thing will be 0. So you start at the origin. This thing here starts at the origin, and then after 1 second it will move 8 across, and then -3 down. So basically it's going to give you this line here. It's going to give you this path here from here to here, which is parallel to this, because the gradient is -3/8. Now once you've got this, you need hang on. So currently we've got this. You can either move this dot to here or to here. Let's choose this one because it's so positive. So this thing here will then give us this line here. But then we need to translate this 3 across and then 2 up. So from here add 3, that will then give you this, and then we need to move it 2 up. So from this add 2, that will then give you this. So you can leave it as this. Okay. So next example. So this time we've got 2 points. We want to describe the path of this particle. It must start here and it must terminate right here. So we need to specify the domain for t really. So again, I extract the gradient. The gradient here will be 6 up and then 5 across. So the gradient will be 6/5. So start out with this. This will then give us a gradient of 6/5. So it will look something like this, 6/5. But then we want to specify. We have to specify the domain because we want the particle to travel from here and terminate to here. Well, if you specify this domain, when t0 is here, at time t1 it will be here. So this thing matches up with this thing anyway. If you change this to, let's say, 1.2, then it will go slightly further. So it will start here and then it will go slightly further than our terminating point right here. If you specify this to be, let's say 0.8, then it will start here and it will terminate probably somewhere around here, less than our terminating point. The point here is that this thing here will then give us this. Hang on. So it starts here. Because we specify the domain, it starts here and then it will terminate right here. So now all we need to do is move this point here to here. So we need to translate it 3 across and then 2 up. So from here add 3 across, and then here add 2 up. So adding 2 will then give us this. So you can leave it as this. This will then specify that you start here and you will terminate here. Okay.